Hello everybody and welcome to Strategy of Attack Kisho Training episode 2. In this episode I am going to show you the mechanics of Kisho Core. So I will go through the setup and composition of the army I have chosen. This is a custom battle and I've just chosen a sort of bog standard army really for my opponent. So they have 2 units of Yari cavalry, their general of course. They have 4 units of Yari Ashigaru, 2 units of Yari samurai, 2 units of katana samurai, and 4 units of 4 units of bow Ashigaru. And my Kisho army, this is a Kisho Core army which I have sort of built myself. The main thing you need to do before you build the army is decide which units you want in the army. So every unit has a job in the army. So we have our front line here of bow Ashigaru. It's 3 units. They are there to skirmish with the enemy and draw them in. Then our second line, we have the Yari Ashigaru. They are the sort of the shield, if you will, for the Kisho Ninja, because we don't want them getting into combat straight away. Then of course behind those we have 3 units of Kisho Ninja hidden right behind the Yari Ashigaru. And their job is to cause a mass rout with a morale shock when the enemy is close. And you notice we're deployed on a hill, so we're at a slight advantage already. Our other units, we have 2 units of katana samurai which are there to plug the gaps. So if the enemy decides to focus on one area, we can throw in some katana samurai and they will do very nicely in sort of giving us a little bit of an advantage there. Also we have 2 units on each flank of Yari samurai. Now usually people don't like to use the Yari samurai. People think they are ineffective, but in this scenario we're not fielding any cavalry. We have no need to, because if the enemy decides that they want to field a cavalry heavy army, our cavalry is going to be useless. So I would rather have the 2 Yari samurai on each flank to kind of counter any sort of cavalry we come against, because there's different types as well. So we've got 2 there, and then we have 2 hidden, well not hidden yet, but over here. And they are basically going to try and deter the enemy from trying a flanking maneuver with their cavalry. And also we can use them to flank once they've dealt with any threat from the flanks. We can use them to flank the enemy and take out maybe their bow infantry, or even help out our Yari samurai. So what we're going to do is, as the enemy draws near and we start firing on them, we're going to try and drag them into a melee and run our bow infantry back behind the Kisho Ninja, and then we are going to form a wall with the Yari Ashigaru. Now the Yari Ashigaru, I haven't spread them out because I want them quite sort of compact and together to draw the enemy forces in towards me. Our flanks will be secure. We have 2 units on either side which can sort of help out, but we want to draw them in near, because the Kisho Ninja will then be able to start throwing their bombs and causing that all important morale shock. One thing I've forgotten is there's 2 units of Naginata samurai in here as well. So we've got to be careful of a few of those units, but that's a sort of all-round army that the opponent is fielding. We are fielding a more sort of specialised army. You also do need some fairly decent micromanagement skills to pull this off. I'm going to play the video before I forget because I'm just rambling on. So let's fast forward a bit. Let the enemy draw close. Just play quickly because the Yari samurai have moved across into the woods because we'd like them to be hidden. You'll see my forces start to shuffle around, maybe move a bit nearer or better position on the hill as well. Sorry it's a bit slow as well. I do need to get some RAM for my PC. There we go. So the forces are now moving. The Yari samurai are hidden over here. The Yari Ashigaru just sort of spreading out a bit, and they'll compact again. So just trying to line myself up with the enemy is very important, because if you're at an angle, it makes it a bit easier for them to attack your flanks. So you're trying to position somewhere where you can sort of exploit their weakness, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking to exploit their weakness at any given opportunity, but you have to create the exploitation as well. So we're moving our Yari samurai up towards this side because we can see over here that we have 2 units of cavalry, that's all of their cavalry minus their general, moving to this flank. We're going to keep the other 2 units on the other flank because we can match them unit for unit and kind of screen our left flank. And on this side we're just positioning the Yari samurai to go in for a surprise attack as well. So the element of surprise can be very important and pivotal to battles. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and I shall pause it when I need to. There we go. So what we've done is we've just activated the ability to make our guys run faster on the Yari samurai, because the cavalry will try and run away. They're scared of spears, so they are going to match them unit for unit where they can, and charging downhill as well. So I'm going to slow motion it because there's other parts I want to show as well. So they are running in, we're matching them unit for unit. On a slope, these guys are already wavering. This is good for us. And meanwhile over here, the bows are just sort of taking care of whatever they can. They're just trying to draw the enemy. You can see they are sort of in a V shape, charging towards us now. So let's play. The bows are running back, as I said. Our hidden units are discovered. So with the Kisho, we've activated their stealth ability, so they are hidden, and we've formed our Yari walls. Yari samurai are taking care of the cavalry on our flank. So the Kisho are not going to take any bow fire, they're just waiting for the enemy to draw near, taking some bow fire from their bow units. Now this is the crucial moment in which the micromanagement skills are going to come in, because ideally you want to be using the Kisho to fire their bombs strategically into the enemy units that are going to cause you the most problems. So we don't really want to worry about Yari Ashigaru, but as you can see we've got the Yari samurai there. They're not a problem either, because the Yari Ashigaru in Yari wall formation will do reasonably well against most units really. So we want to be strategically throwing our bombs at people like the Katana Samurai, which are very good in melee, the Naginata Samurai when they're close enough, anything like that, even hero units. So I'm going to press play now and we will see what's going on. Let's slow motion it. So you'll see the bombs coming in all down the line very shortly. Taking a few losses from the bow fire, but the Ashigaru are a screen. And there go the bombs. So before we've got into melee, we're not going to take any friendly fire because we're not in the melee. And the great thing with the Ashigaru, the wall, is you can just sit there and wait. So down the line we've got the bombs going through, we've got our Yari here, and now they are going to start running in and causing some casualties. We also have our Katana Samurai up by the general, which can sort of plug the gaps where they need to. So let's try and zoom out a little bit and get a bit more of a view of what's going on. So there's all of the bombs. Unfortunately this side didn't get any bombs off, but they did manage to get into melee. So the Katana Samurai are plugging this gap over here, and we've also got the other unit plugging the gap over here, and the Yari Samurai have surprised the enemy, charged in. Okay, so all of our ninja are now in melee, and because they're hidden as well, they can cause quite a big morale shock to the enemy, because they'll go, oh no, there's more units than we thought. So you'll start seeing all of the units routing, and there they go. And that was very easy. So they're sending their general in as a, oh no, sorry, the Yari cavalry. And we've sent the ninjas running after the enemy, because now we want to start taking care of the bows. Now they're going to take some casualties. They're throwing their blinding grenades as well. Slow-mo that. The blinding grenades are very effective against the enemy, especially the enemy bow units, because it blocks their line of sight, and you see their arrows are wildly inaccurate, and it actually tells you that as well. And another thing to look into as well is using the stealth ability on the Kisho does not only keep them hidden, but also boosts their charge bonus and their melee attack, which can be devastating to the enemy as they charge in. You can see on the left flank the cavalry have been taken care of, and we can now start flanking with the Yari Samurai, and they can start going after the bow units. Lots of units routing, the enemy general in melee and losing, and you can see everybody is starting to run away.
My lord, their general has fallen.
There's lots more bombs. Now when the general has fallen, that's usually a mass rout, but you can see just how effective the Kisho Ninja are in causing that mass rout. They weren't in the melee for very long at all, the enemy. Now let's pop this on slow-mo, and the ninja can also run relatively fast compared to other units. So that means if they're engaged in melee, they can chase down almost any enemy, unless they're Yari Samurai, which have their ability to run faster. I can't remember what it's called. But you see the bows firing. The ninja can actually catch up with the Yari Samurai, and they could cut them down. But they're getting a little bit swarmed there. You can see the smoke. Be careful with the blinding grenades, because they will affect your troops as well. They'll have a little icon down on the bar on the bottom with all of your unit cards, and that can hurt your melee capabilities greatly. Also, it can affect the enemies, but when they send fresh units in, that's when you need to start worrying. So that's my Kisho core sort of introduction, but I'd love to hear your thoughts about what you would change, what other units you may add. because it's a build with infinite possibilities. You can have all bow troops, you know, maybe sort of bow samurai. People use the Naginata as a screen for the Kisho Ninja. I would probably use the Naginata, but I'd probably have to get rid of some troops as well. It's different in a campaign. In a campaign you have the 20 units all the time. So I'd probably use maybe 4 Naginata, you know, a couple of Yari Samurai maybe, or maybe just 4 units of Yari Cav. But like I say, the possibilities are endless. Play around with it, see how you get on with it. I had to pause during this replay just to kind of get everything how I wanted it to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to release some videos of Kisho Ninja against specific units, just to kind of show you how they fare against the other units. I didn't want to do it one at a time because it would take too long. You know, one unit against one unit. So I think I'm going to do armies of, you know, a whole army of Kisho Ninja against a whole army of Yari Ashgaru kind of thing. But I'll release those in the future. I still have a few more topics to cover in this episode. So I'll be right back with the next part. Hello guys, and welcome back to part 2 of this episode. I'm going to show you a Fall of the Samurai replay that I played quite a while ago now. I'm running a force of entirely traditional units apart from a few units of Yuga Kitai. So the bulk of the force is deployed over here, and what I really wanted to show you was the sort of benefits of deploying outside of your deployment zone. So I have set up another way to use Kisho trained units. The Yuga Kitai are Kisho trained missile units, so they also have a longer range like the sharpshooters, and they are hidden whilst they are walking. So I've set up this lovely little ambush here on an amazing hill. This is perfect for an ambush. So let's play. You can see them all running into position. I'm trying to get the enemy's attention here to say, look, I'm over here, come and get me. And just move everybody into position, block off all of these sort of parts that they can get up. And I've got the Kisho Ninja behind. These are the traditional Kisho. So what the enemy is going to do is send a few forces up to try and take me out. And what I'm doing is I'm actually drawing the forces away from the bulk of my army, because these guys are going to be no match for the missile troops coming towards me, because they have the modern units of levy infantry, line infantry, yeah, they have cavalry as well, just saber cavalry I think. So they've fallen prey to my ambush,
The enemy has discovered your hidden units.
and you'll see that they are going to take heavy losses. Now the Kisho Ninja don't play a huge part in this battle, but they do throw a few bombs and cause a bit of morale shock on the enemy. So now the enemy is going, oh, what should we do? They're everywhere, we're getting fired at. These guys can fire whilst hidden, and they will remain hidden until they are discovered by the enemy later on. So this cavalry unit, you'll see, does not make it anywhere close really to my forces, because they don't know that I have the Kisho Ninja behind. And here we go, the bombs are off. Let's just see the devastation. They're not going to come back from that at all. They are shattered. These guys are taking hits over here. these guys are shooting over here. So this ambush has effectively taken out the cavalry. Not on this side over here, but I'm not too worried about the rest of the force. So you can see, just deploying sort of to the left of their battle line, I've distracted a large portion of their army, and actually sort of routed all of them really. This guy's wavering, these are shattered, they're going away. And then once these units are taken care of and nobody else is coming to see me, I can then start a sort of rear assault and take them out. So these guys are now gone, and they've done a sterling job of distracting that large portion of the army. So now you can see that the flank has been taken care of. We can now start to move up our forces and assist our main battle line that have actually engaged and are taking a fair few hits. We have our cavalry unit going in, because taking care of the cavalry on that flank earlier left their flanks exposed to our cavalry. So we have another cavalry unit over here, and our Yugakitai are taking care of these guys. So the rear assault is now underway, and our troops, because they are superior in melee to the enemy in some ways, can now sort of just come in and clear up. Our general is charging in as well, getting involved.
The enemy has uncovered the hidden units.
And we'll see the ninja coming in here.
Victory is assured, sir.
And now it was just a case of mopping up. And there you can see they have decided that's enough. And the ninja are more or less a fear-causing unit. So they can surprise the enemy and sort of scare the enemy into running away. So that's another sort of demonstration of the shock tactics from the ninja and their Yugakitai. You can draw them into an ambush just by sort of deploying even the Yugakitai in the open up here with a Kisho unit behind, Kisho Ninja, and then setting up here with a hidden unit in the forest, and here we can draw them into an ambush, and as you saw, we absolutely demolished their cavalry and even a few units of their infantry. So that's part 2 of this episode. Next I'm going to show you a little bit more about moving your troops and using the all-important stealth button. So stay tuned and I'll be back with you in just a minute. So in this final part, I'm just going to show you a little bit about the deployment and how effective it can be for the Kisho Ninja. So, you can deploy outside of your usual deployment area. So I have deployed these Kisho Ninja as a kind of strike force behind the enemy's deployment zone, and you can see that on the mini-map. So I'm actually going to position them a little bit further over and hope that they don't get revealed. So I'm going to try and match the enemy's deployment zone in line with my Kisho Ninja, roughly. So I've deployed them as one group. I've put the Yari Ashigaru in the front, my Bo Ashigaru in the middle, and 3 units of Katana Samurai. A fairly standard army, but then the Kisho Ninja will play a crucial role in turning the tide of the battle for me, hopefully. I've also got the Yari cavalry on the flanks just to protect me from the enemy cavalry. So I'm going to start the battle now, and the enemy have deployed relatively close, so relatively close to where I wanted them to. So I'm the attacker, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and move into this valley over here. I'm going to walk everybody over and just see what the enemy is going to do. They're moving forward, which means I can start moving the Kisho Ninja up. So I will just adjust my starting move, and I need to start moving my Kisho Ninja. Now I'm just going to click there, and they're going to walk towards the enemy. And I don't want them to get too close so that they get revealed. And I also need to watch out for the cavalry, and I'm going to start harassing him very soon. Just trying to get his cavalry out of the way, really. So let's run my Yari cavalry up and see what the enemy does. I'm going to try and take out his cavalry. I'm not going to use wedge formation because it doesn't do anything really. So let's run them there. And if we can take the enemy general out relatively quick, then it's good. So I'm just going to throw them in there. Hopefully the Yari Ashigaru don't make it too close. I just want to get a hit off on the Yari cavalry whilst he's not looking, and then quickly pull out. So we've done a fair few casualties, and now we're going to run away. Just give the enemy something to worry about. So done quite a lot of damage to them, and just chuck them in loose formation as they're getting fired on. There we go. So they're going to start running after me now, and I need to get my Kisho Ninja into position to hit the enemy. So you guys, I need you to hit their flank there. So let's go there. So we've taken out a few of the Yari cavalry. They've got Ashigaru there. Yeah, so we've got an early hit on, and we took 15. We lost 15 guys out of that. So we're just going to sit here with our forces and wait for the opportune moment. And when the Kisho Ninja get into position, we can then start hitting their flank pretty hard. We're just going to hit that stealth button and run towards the Yari Ashigaru, and the Katana Samurai will be a lovely target. So we're going to sneak up as quick as possible. So we want one unit, which we're going to have to micromanage. So this is why our force needs to just kind of sit there on its own, because we need to micromanage these ninja to get the best possible effect out of them. And what we're going to do, I mean, you can't get away with this on multiplayer. There's just too many diverse tactics going around there. Some people are running a Kisho core ninja force. So our units have not yet been revealed. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to send these guys in, and they're going to stay hidden for now. We're going to get these guys to hit them, and these guys to hit them. So we're going to keep them grouped, and when they become revealed, it's when we hit the stealth button. So I'll put them on guard mode as well. and it's just a waiting game. So they're sneaking up on the enemy.
Hidden units have been discovered, my lord.
They're discovered, and that's when we run our troops, because they will not be revealed. And there we go, that's the flank hit.
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord.
And we're going to run our ninjas out of there. So we've successfully harassed their flanks. And that's, you can see by the micromanagement. There we go. And they are taking quite a few hits. So we've actually taken out their katana samurai with our Kisho Ninja, and we've done 100 casualties on this one. And we've done very well. So we can now keep moving our ninjas around, and when that stealth ability becomes available again, we can hit that and really hurt them. So let's just move these guys into position. They can go over here, they can go down here, and charge those guys. So they are taking bow fire, which is actually their weakness, and now we're just hitting the enemy slowly. Their bows are here, and this is where we can get a unit of cavalry to come in and take over, so they can go and hit the bows, which are actually doing quite a lot of damage to our ninja. Although we're running and it's only Ashigaru, we can give them something else to worry about. Now, we haven't done any micromanagement over this side because the enemy knows that we are attacking it. They are sitting on a hill, they have the advantage, and there we go. So our cavalry coming in, giving them something else to worry about.
Our units have been discovered, my lord.
So they've actually strayed a little bit too far from the main line, which means our cavalry can now take them out. And our ninja getting back into position. They've actually, so they're stealthed again. And now we can go and hit these Yari Ashigaru. So we're taking the enemy's units down piecemeal. There we go. So we've used our blinding grenades, and that will do some damage to their ability to fire. Now you can see the amount of damage we've done with these units. We've done a fair amount. Our cavalry have taken out a bow unit, and they're just going to sit in the forest over here, hidden out of sight, support the ninja where they need to, and we're actually causing quite a few problems for the enemy. Now we can leave those ninja to finish their job. They have outlived their usefulness. So I'm actually going to start skirmishing. Now we've taken a couple of the units out, so let's throw them into loose formation, run them up, and they can carry on hitting these Yari Ashigaru and the Bow Ashigaru. There we go, just a little bit of micromanagement, get our bows into position. So we're now going to group those and unlock the group. And keep moving them forward until we can get a good hit on them. Ninja continuing to cause problems for the enemy. Now we're actually going to go round slightly.
Our men are running from the battlefield.
There we go. But our ninjas have done an amazing job of sneaking up on the enemy, harassing them, and we've taken out a few units, which weakens them for our melee troops. So we've still got our 3 katanas and our 4 Yari Ashigaru, and our bows can start using fire and guard mode, so we can actually start doing 2 on 1 unit, which should take them all out. And we need to start getting the Nodachi Samurai as well. Our ninja can keep harassing the flanks. We can get our cavalry in. And our Yari Ashigaru can move up. We need to run away from that Yari Samurai.
Our men are running from the battlefield.
Okay, so that's our ninja.
Set for display.
And we need to get these guys into the Yari wall. And get our bows out of there, if they will let us. Okay, so we can actually start hitting their flanks now. So we're actually pulling their forces away. Now you can see how well the ninja performed in that. They did so much damage to the enemy. All of this over here, all of this from the ninja, and a little bit from the cavalry. So that just goes to show the devastating effect of the Kisho Ninja. I'm going to show you the rest of the battle. I'm just going to carry on. I might lose, but it's all good fun, isn't it? So this is by no means the best way to use Kisho Ninja. It's just one of the many possibilities. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you'd like to do with Kisho Ninja. They're a very effective force, and my cavalry are going to die to this Yari Samurai, Yari Ashigaru.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
He's taking hits. He needs to get out there and rally. We've killed their general. so the Kisho Ninja can be a devastating force. They will just wreck flanks. I mean, in multiplayer, very difficult to use, as I said. So let's just slow-mo that. Yeah, so the tactics I've gone over in this episode, I'd love to hear your thoughts on any changes you would make, any suggestions. Kisho Ninja are one of those units that they're very flavourful. They're not necessarily your rank and file troops, but use them as a kind of trick up your sleeve, an ace in the hole, and remember to walk them when you need to, and use that stealth button and even the blinding grenades. I mean, I haven't demonstrated to the best of my abilities, so I'm trying to do this commentary over the top, and I do find it hard to concentrate, as I am male and I cannot multitask. So like I said, any of your thoughts, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear your compositions of your armies with Kisho Ninja, and even you know, just anything to do with the Kisho that you think may be useful for an army to and a player to kind of consider. I've tried to use the basic troops, really. I haven't sort of worked out a decent enough build for the Kisho core. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you've taken something away from it, and learnt something new maybe. But as long as you've enjoyed this episode, my work here is done. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like, share and subscribe. And I've said before, I don't get paid for these videos. I do them for my love of the game and to share something with the community. So I would appreciate growing this channel, and yeah, hopefully get some more viewers in and a bit more feedback. Try and get some sort of community going where we can discuss the different aspects of the Total War games, even the first Shogun game, anything at all. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in next episode of Strategy of Attack.